Hi, it's Ursula from ursula-smith.com, and I did a video on my MacGyvered bench skirt. So I don't have a jeweler's bench, so I don't have a sweeps drawer where you can sweep the filings into, and I didn't want it getting all over me. So I had posted about this, what I did to make my own, because the other thing, they make these things called bench skirts, and the ones that I was looking at, they tie around your waist, kind of like an apron, and then they hook, like they hook to your bench. And I thought, oh, that is going to be a recipe for disaster. I'm going to stand up, I'm going to walk away, and I'm going to either kill myself or, knock a whole pile of things off. And so whatever. And they were very, very expensive. So I had gotten a piece of pleather, like the fake leather, but it was very, very thin. So I'm just updating that video with the fact that I updated my leather. So it's much thicker, and I basically reused the grommets that I had used before. I still have the same hooks, like the screw-in hooks. And then on this side, it's screwed into a piece of wood that is then screwed on to a bracket. And the nice thing about these brackets is if you click, so you have to take the bench skirt off, but if you press this, the brackets slide down and out of the way. So if I don't need the bench skirt to catch any filings, I can take it away and have a little bit more freedom to move around. And then it's the same thing on the other side, and you can see I got lazy and I didn't even cut this end off. So it's a little, kind of sags a little bit in the middle. I probably wanted it a little bit tighter, so I'm going to try and tweak that and maybe, move the hook on one side or the other. But I have some, I have a tray on it, I have my saw blade, I have a bunch of things that are on there, and so that, if I take them off, it probably would help. So one of the things, this is thick. It's 2 millimeters. It was probably the thickest fake leather that I found on Amazon. I think it was made by Wento, W-E-N-T-O. And some people complained about the fact that it curled, but hey, that worked for me. So it kind of curls up on both sides, and so the thin stuff that I was using before, the filings would still kind of fall off, especially if I rolled my chair underneath it. But now, I can sit underneath my skirt and, kind of just sits on my lap. You can see my legs there. And it catches everything, including if I knock something off, boom, the thicker leather, it doesn't seem to bounce even as much. And so sometimes with the thin leather, it would either roll off or bounce off or whatever it would do. This seems to, it's maybe a little bit softer. And so it tends to not, it still can bounce, bounce off, but not as much as the other stuff that I was using. So anyway, that is my poor man's bench skirt. Thanks for joining me today. See you next time.